Masquera say Imure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channels in Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana gari kutanga kukuya pana ine channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chungwa garoka subscribe, don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi Mure Zimbabwe takikira nyaya kupisa. Nyaya kunetsa, nyaya yabuditswa na Police Commissioner General Stephen Matamba avabuda vachiconfirm kuti law enforcement hands is no longer under the command ya police chete hands but yawanikwa ichibatanidzwa ichiendeswa ku joint operations command inosanganisira ma-CIO pamwe chete neri army mure Zimbabwe rinomira mushe vabuda vachitaura izvi mushure mekunge vakasevhwa neeleta vachikumbirwa permission yekuti pawanikwe pachiitwa peaceful protest musi wa 31 March vakawanikwa vachitaura vachiti aiwa that is not his duty ravo hanzi duty hanzi is the duty of the joint operation command inosanganisira ma-army ne-the CIO mure Zimbabwe. Nyaya yakabuditswa nezimai vachitaura vachiti in stunning development, the Commissioner General of Police Stephen Matamba has effectively confirmed that Zimbabwe's law enforcement is no longer under the command of the police but has been ceded to the powerful Joint Operations Command. In a formal letter dated 18 March 2025, addressed to the concerned citizens of Zimbabwe and referencing a planned nationwide peaceful demonstration scheduled for 20 March, Commissioner Matamba discloses that his office has no mandate to regulate public gatherings under Zimbabwe's Maintenance of Peace and Order Act. Crucially, Matamba states that the notification for the protest was misdirected to him and should instead be addressed to the GOC, effectively acknowledging that the military-led body has taken over policing responsibility. Ordinarily, the police are part of the GOC and members of the public accesses GOC services through the police, but a relegation of responsibility to GOC as if the police are no longer of GOC is a message in itself, a sign posting by the police boss that there is now no decision maker inside GOC. MOPA, enacted to govern public demonstrations and gatherings, grants regulatory powers to the public service. Yet in this correspondence, Matamba distances the ZRP police from this role, subtly pointing to an extraordinary shift in the chain of command. Analysts say this is a tacit admission that the police force has been sidelined and that the GOC, traditionally a coordinating security body compromising army, intelligence and police chiefs, is now the de facto law enforcement authority. The police commissioner is communicating to the public that GOC is no longer has full confidence in the police boss to conduct law enforcement. From now on, GOC is reverting back into the hands of real commanders of various state security organs, not some mere kitchen porters like Owen Mudenwe. This is why YaGeza has boldly reappeared in military gear. What I'm saying is that President Mnangagwa has lost control. Opinionated one Hosea Mviringi. Since taking office, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has worked to reduce GOC's influence by centralizing power under the presidency and parallel structures like forever association Zimbabwe institutions. However, this later reveals that balance of power is now shifted back to GOC. Notably, Commissioner Matamba bypassed the police national spokesperson Assistant Ponyati, opting to issue his critical communique himself, using official stationery typically reserved for internal processes like criminal background checks. With Mutamba's tacit retreat and Blessed YaGeza's re-emergence, observers suggest that GOC has decisively reasserted control over state security from illegal institutions like FAS. This also explains the call for the swift release of detained journalist Blessed Mhlanga after allegedly intervention by Comrade YaGeza, suggesting Matamba no longer controls arrests or releases. GOC is now widely seen as a figure exercising real executive authority, while President Mnangagwa appears increasingly isolated. Despite these dramatic developments, sources stress that Zimbabwe is not without leadership. The security establishment led by GOC has moved swiftly to stabilize control under the Constitution. In summary, Zimbabwe has entered an unprecedented phase where the country's top police officer has formally deferred to military authority, confirming that many had speculated the army through the GOC is now running operations in order to protect the citizens during this state of uncertainty, which is the constitutional role of the defense forces of Zimbabwe regarding the national and territorial sovereignty. The function of the defense forces is to protect Zimbabwe, its people, its national security and interest, and its territorial integrity, and to uphold this constitution. Commenting, Dr. Masimba Mavaza, ZANU-PF and political analyst, disputed the editorial notion, saying Commissioner General of Police Stephen Matamba did not relegate or upgrade the authority to allow demonstrations to GOC. A clear reading of the letter by Stephen Matamba shows clearly that he is applying direct response policy, where he is directly responding to the letter which was directly submitted to his office. In his submissions, in letter paragraph 2, Mutamba said, having perused the said's correspondence, and particularly noting that authors intend to notify the Joint Operation Command of an intended peaceful demonstration countrywide, I am certain that it has been misdirected to my office. Mutamba acknowledges that the letter was sent to him in error, and it was addressing the GOC. All that Mutamba is saying is that he cannot override GOC, and thus it will be duplicity of work to give a decision where another power will sit to decide on the response. Thus, Mutamba's response is not saying that the army is now responsible for such request. Furthermore, it would have been wrong for Mutamba to give a sweeping response on behalf of GOC. Once the letter indicates an expectation of a decision from a higher power, it becomes imperative that the authors of the letter be directed to the powers that can be. In short, there is no reason to panic or to doubt the police powers and duties based on Mutamba's response. Tomabulitsi vaitwa nyaya inedizima tisingazive kuti munoiona sei nyaya iyi tiudziwe zvamunofunga pamusoro penyaya iyi mu comment section.